Hi, you guys. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I hope that you all are doing well. Hopefully, you guys had a great weekend. Hopefully, you did something that was encouraging, something that was relaxing to prepare you for this week. So, today's message will be about they are a risk. The scripture I have for this, it is Proverbs 27:4. And it reads, "Anger is cruel and wrath is like a flood, but jealousy is even more dangerous." So we know that people can be jealous and envious of us, sometimes for a reason and then sometimes for no reason at all. It's really rooted more so in their own insecurities, within themselves, or just pretty much within their, lives. So God just wanted to remind you that, the signs, the warnings, the situations that you have been through with these people, he is saying to remember what you have been through with these people, and to also remember and to really understand, just because they're family, just because it's someone that you love, and just because it's somebody that you just genuinely care about, he really wants to show you and tell you and get you to understand that these type of people that are around you, that are jealous and that are envious and that are manipulative, they are a risk to your future. They're a risk to, everything that you have going on, and how important it is, how, to disconnect from certain people, to not share all your business and information with these type of people. And the first one I have, it says they are a risk to your family. Family comes first. Family is very important. Family is something that we greatly care about, something that we truly cherish, within our hearts. They are a risk to your finances. They are a risk to your health. God sometimes will separate folks that always come with the drama, that always come to dump on you, that always come to just bring confusion and chaos and worry and doubt and, all these sorts of things. And God is saying, they are a risk to you because they are getting you off of alignment of where I have you and where you need to be, and have you thinking all crazy. The next one is they are a risk to your fruit, meaning the things that you do, the things that, the way you practice, the way you study, the way you pray, the way you do this, the way you do that. Having these people around can affect the things that you do, because they begin to plant seeds in your they begin to plant seeds, Jesus, in your heart. They begin to plant seeds in your mind, and once something gets embedded into your heart, we begin to act them out eventually. So that's why it's very important to keep these people in their proper alignments. And it does not matter who it is. It does not matter. It does not matter. The next one is they are a general risk in general to you. I'm speaking about the people that purposely go against the grain of your life. So people know if you live in a certain lifestyle, you're doing a certain thing, and you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you're not entertaining this, and you're not entertaining that. I'm talking about the people that literally go against the grain of what you believe, meaning purposefully, they are bringing things to you, purposefully they're trying to influence you to do something that you no longer do. Trying to influence you on things that will not benefit you in the future, if that makes sense. the ones that encourage you to fall or fail, they'll, of course, they'll be more so like, go ahead, you can do this, you can go ahead and drink this, you can go ahead and smoke this, it's just like a person that is a recovering addict. If you are the person that is giving them a recovering alcoholic or addict and alcoholic, or just addict, they're not supposed to be drinking, or, they're not supposed to be smoking anything. Well, they get, drugs or whatever they were doing, or pills or whatever. But if you're the person that is giving it to them, they are in a place, if they are a recovering addict, that means it's something that they used to do. It's a form of, how they want to say, it's a disease, but not really. But they're saying that, by them taking one drink, taking one pill, smoking one joint, getting one session in, or smoking crack or dope or whatever you want to call it, that will cause them to relapse. A recovering addict, meaning they have recovered from it, but they have to take the steps to disconnect themselves from it, the lifestyle, the people that came with the association of that, because if they don't, they fall back into the cycle of, whatever it is that they were doing. And sometimes with some people, it does not happen overnight. It could go on by, they may start off doing just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And people are like, it's okay. They're just enjoying themselves. They're just doing this and they're doing that. But this is where discipline comes in. If you're a recovering addict, you have to stay focused. You have to stay in your boundaries, because for you and anyone else that has, any type of addiction or whatever, and sometimes this is with food too, you have to stay on a strict discipline routine. And it's not because, you're not trying to have fun, you're not trying to do this, you're trying to do that. You're trying to stay sober. You're trying to stay clean. You're trying to stay right. You're trying to not backslide. And some people don't understand that, or they don't get that. But being a recovering addict, an alcoholic, or just an addict in general, you have to set certain guidelines, and you have to be strict on yourself and what you allow and what you don't allow, because that makes you fall backwards into the lifestyle and you going backwards to what you used to do. And that's why it's so important. It's not about you being boring and you're not enjoying life. It's nothing about that. That leaves the door for the enemy to come in, because you have a craving for it. Just like chocolate. If the doctors told you eat too much chocolate, you can't have chocolate, or, say you had some type of crazy thing going on in your body, say you were allergic to it, but you love chocolate. You can probably get away with eating a little bit of chocolate, but then after a while, once the chocolate builds up in your system of you eating it so much, it's going to have a reaction to your body that could be deadly to you if you're allergic to it. So that's just an example of how things work. You may be able to get away with a little bit, but a little bit turns into a lot. Okay. The next one is also, let's see. Also being around people that try to encourage you to go back to your old lifestyle. I'm meaning the lifestyle that you have been delivered from, you have been healed from, and that you have walked away from, or even people that are trying to walk away from it. Jesus. I'm talking about, I've seen this. This is just an example of homosexuality. If you're dating women, or if you're dating men, men are men and women are women, but, there's some people that don't want you to go forward. They want you to stay where they are. They want you to sit where they are because they are comfortable. But you know what I mean? If you feel inside your heart that you want to change, and God has changed your heart, and you're trying to get out of the cycle, and you're just trying to move forward, and you're doing the actual steps to get out of this lifestyle, because that's what, you feel in your heart to do, and that's what you want to do. And then, having those people come around to try to derail you, to try to get you into a place of, watch this. Oh, do that. Oh, come hang with us. Let's do this. Let's do that. And, they're trying to bait you back into that lifestyle that you are trying to get out of, and that, you know, you've been asking God to, you know, get you out of there and get you out of that mindset, to get you out of that routine, to get that type of mentality of thinking, that way of feeling stuck and judged and, you know, things like that. You know, having people around that push you back like that, you know, that's just an example. They will then begin to get upset with you. You know, when you're trying to better your life, and it don't matter what it is, you know, sometimes they try to play the guilt trip on you. Like, oh, you think you too good? You can't come do this. You can't come do that. Or why are you trying to do this? Or you trying to be so holy? Or you trying to leave us behind? Or you act like you can't just do this one time? Or you act like you can't just take this pill? Or you act like you can't just drink that? You know what I mean? They begin to start guilt tripping you. Like, oh, God ain't told you to do that. Or I don't see why you doing all that. That don't even make no sense. Or why would God even tell you to do that? You know, people begin to do things like that to try to discourage you, to try to get in your mind, to try to plant seeds in your heart, because they feel so uncomfortable. They feel so bitter, or in a dark place of where they're at. They want you to stay, you know, where they are, and they don't want you to elevate, because that means you either elevate with me or you get left behind. And people get and feel some type of way. You know what I mean? And just sometimes people just have a bitter heart to where they just don't want to see change. They just don't like change. And when they see that you're always changing, you're always doing something, you're always trying to push forward, push past the mark, push past who you are yesterday, last week, last month, last year, they feel like, she doing too much. She always doing something. He always doing something. Why don't they just do this? And why don't they just do that? It's because you're trying to improve yourself. And some people don't get that. The people that are stuck up here and that are stuck in mediocrity, did I say that right? And stuck in a poverty mindset. Those people operate in fear. The people that operate in fear want you to stay in a place of where they are. They don't want to take risks. They don't want to step out of their comfort zone. They don't want you to do it. They don't want people around them that steps out of their comfort zone and make them level up to be a better person every day, pushing them to their limits. They hate that because they feel like you're doing too much. You need to sit down. I'm trying to do this and you're doing too much. No, you know what I mean? It's like, you're not doing too much. You're elevating. So don't make people, you know, don't let people make you feel like you're doing too much because you're elevating. You have to elevate. Nothing stays the same. And you always have to grow with the times. To grow with God, to grow with, you know, where God has you and where he's taking you. You know, if you're just staying stuck in the same place, you're not going to go anywhere. But you always have to grow. You know, depending on what you want to do in life, you have to grow with the time and the seasons. That's just how it goes. Yeah, I think that was pretty much it. So yeah, they will try to guilt trip you. Yeah, just pretty much guilt tripping you, you know, to make you feel like, you know, you're not worthy. They, you know, you think that you're better than them. They will act a certain way. They will do certain things. And, you know, some people take this to the extreme because they feel like, you know, they feel threatened by you. They feel like, you know, you're really trying to harm them in some type of way. And it's not really that, but it's the feeling of change they don't like, and the split thought of them losing you, because if they're not going to change, or if they don't want to change, they know that, you know what I mean, you're going to step out on faith and actually put the work in to do whatever it is that you wish and that you want to do. So recap, you know what I mean? They are a risk. So being careful, being mindful and being able to understand and see and recognize the warning signs that God has already given you. You know, God has given us discernment. Ask God for increased discernment. You know, go on a fast, go on, prayer time, no interruptions type of thing, and to ask God who is a risk. You know, if you're not catching or you're not sure, you know, if you have to look at a person sideways and you have to double think and double guess what they're saying, you know, if you're conversating with them on the phone, or if you're just with them in public, or I mean just hanging out, and you have to look at them sideways like, what did they just say, or what did they mean by that, or why did they say that, or why did they do this, or why is that happening? And I don't know. And that's a perfect sign. It's telling you right there, God is downloading something in your spirit that's saying, pay attention to what you're seeing. Pay attention to how your spirit is feeling. You know, you get around a person and you just like, I just feel uncomfortable. I just feel very anxious, or I just feel like, I just feel very off, like, and not in a good way type of thing. You know, God is placing something in your spirit to let you know, you know what I mean? I need you to pay attention to that. And I need you to pay attention to the people that are in your life, because this is going to be very detrimental, because they can be a risk to your family, your finances, your health, your fruit that you bear. You know what I mean? And they can be, you know, just a risk to everything that you just have going on type of thing. So God is saying, you know, you have to pay attention, and the people that you know are a risk, stop telling people everything. Stop inviting the enemy into your household and then wondering why this is happening, that is happening, and getting so upset with people because they're doing what you knew they were going to do type of things. You know what I mean? So we know that God will prepare a table for us in the presence of our enemies. So I mean, allowing God to do whatever it is he's going to do, and not us trying to be the person that's trying to keep everybody together, that's trying to be the person to be nice. I don't want to say no, or I don't want to hurt their feelings. But we're in a place of, yes, if saying no hurts your feelings, I'm sorry, but you know, we are all in a place of, you not finna risk what God has for me. And, you know, for friends, for anybody that comes and that's not in alignment with you and what you're doing and where you're going, and anybody that's going against the grain to get you off track in any type of way, shape, or form, with extra drama, with extra, you know, whatever it is, if they are coming at you with that, or you just being friends with them and they're having situation and it's spilling over into your life to where it's causing you to react a certain way, or to get you out of alignment with God or just your family, or, you know, whatever it is, that's a distraction. And that even with work, even with your family, your closest family, extended family, friends, you know what I mean? If this is happening, they're a risk. God is saying, take the risk out of the picture. If you have to hide and do something, if you have to sneak and do something, and if you have to cover up to do something, it's a risk. That means move it out the way, because it is a risk. It can be a risk to your family, your finances, your health, your fruit. It can be a risk to your career. It can be a risk to your spirit. It can be a risk to wherever you are going, because once something gets planted into your heart, it's hard to get out. Because then you begin to think about it and ponder about it and wonder about it. And then you begin to do it after a while. So that's why it's always important. You have to take the risk out of the picture. And sometimes we can't eliminate risk, you know, altogether. But in other instances, we have to place and keep people in their proper alignments and in their proper places, so that they're not in a place where they should not be. And we're wondering why things aren't working, this is not working, why people doing this and people doing that. And God is saying, I didn't do that. I told you about this person. Now you're paying the price with your finances, because this person got too close, and now, you know, you're spending money that's supposed to be for your family, or this is supposed to be for your business, or this is supposed to be for some type of procedure, or, you know, whatever. As God is saying, stop bringing the risk inside of your household. Stop bringing the risk inside of your circle. They are out where they are for a reason. They are outside of the circle, and God, nothing happens on purpose. God is intentional. So if it's happening and God is showing you something, it is for a reason, and it's not just a coincidence. God wants to protect you in everything that he is giving you. So of course, when God gives you something, he is giving you the wisdom. He's giving you the understanding. He's going to give you peace, and he's going to show you how to do it with love. Sometimes you're going to have to be harsh with people, and sometimes we're just going to have to disconnect from people. And sometimes in some instances, it's not necessarily a person is a bad person, but where they are and how they operate can be a risk to you and a risk to your family, or a risk to just, you know, where you are in life. And we have to understand and stop trying to hold on to old friendships and trying to hold on to old family members and trying to hold on to and rekindle, you know, these old type of friends type of things, you know, because we want to relive those days that we had in the past, and we're trying to just rekindle things that no longer exist. You know, when people say, you know, I met them when I was younger, and you've met people when you were in a different time, years ago, but as we grow, people change. They may look the same. They may have similar and same characteristics of when you hung out with them and how they were just back in the day or whatever. But people change. You know, we can never see the heart of people, and we can never see the heart and the true mindset of what people are thinking, and sometimes of their true lifestyle of, you know, what they believe and how they believe in the things that they do type of thing. So we always have to be mindful and understanding, you know, if God is telling me this, I need to take heed. If God has shown me this, even though it may seem crazy, you know what I mean? I have to take heed to the warning, because everything that I have is at risk. And if, you know, you have to think, am I willing to risk everything that I have for this person or this thing that God has already told me? This is a risk for your life. So we always have to remember, and it may not feel good, but you have to remember, as we go forward in Christ and as we go forward in life, it's never going to be easy. But as long as you stay in alignment with God, he's going to make sure that you are all right. He's going to make sure your family's all right. He's going to make sure your finances are all right. He's going to make sure that you have everything that you need. He just needs you to have faith in him. Trust him. He needs for you to seek after him, and everything else will be added onto you. He does not want you to worry about tomorrow, but let tomorrow worry about itself. And God is saying, I got you, but keep the risk at bay. Pay attention and take heed to my warnings, okay? With that being said, I love you guys. Take care until next time. Bye.